So what we have here is a King Jumbo Model 1266. It used to be a Model 1265 until I had a valve custom added to match the original 3 valve. It's custom in the way that the valve is essentially identical to the rest of the valves. It's not, it wasn't pulled off of another valve section. It was made new. Still needs a little bit of work to fully match the original, but from about, I don't know, 2 feet away or so, you're gonna not notice really anything. The fourth valve work, the valve tubing at least for the fourth valve was done by Norm Epley of NRE Brassworks. It still needs some adjustment and some reworking in order to get it absolutely like the original. There is some odd playing things with the fourth valve down. I'm guessing it's with some odd, yeah, just some adjustment needed there. And the third valve crook needs, the bottom third here needs to be replaced and enlarged. Well, it needs to be wider than this to actually fit the body, so that essentially the valve tubing can be brought down. This section can be brought down further, so it needs to be wider out. And then all this tubing up here can then be brought down in line how it would be on the originals. And you can see the large 4-valve King buttons on there. It is a very large instrument. It has a 13/16 of an inch bore, which means it's like 0.812 inches or so, compared to the King 1250, which has like a 687 inch, and then you compare that to the King Giant, which has a 750, and then the Jumbo 812. So you're looking at essentially 11/16, which is 11/16, 12/16, and 13/16 of an inch. Small to large. It has a 30-inch bell. When I had it, it weighed about 45 pounds with the fourth valve added, and then the extra tubing. It's probably closer to 50 or 52. I haven't weighed it though. Let's see, what else? I'm going to have a larger thumb ring added to it, something larger, beefier. Eventually going to get the bracing figured out so it's larger and a little more heavy duty for an instrument this size, and have it removable like the new 2350 Sousaphones from King. How the whole nest is essentially removable from this section all the way down to this tube right here. Lifts out, and there's only 3 attachment points. Something like that, maybe a little bit different, but still, easy to clean, whatnot. Built in 1925 originally. It's got some extra bracing that I haven't seen on other King or other King Jumbos, to be more specific. Like this rib here that runs essentially the length of full body all the way to, from one side to the other. Most of the other ones, or all of the other ones, have only the rib on the back side, and then this, natural, this other one here. Yeah, it's a very, very large instrument. Yeah, so that's about the sound. I still have a lot of. It's a very large instrument. Um, yeah, needs a whole bunch of work done to it. There's a lot of dents, like whole backside is all dented. The bottom's pretty dented. There's obviously some large denting over here on this section right in here. The valve tubing is somewhat dented, meaning I've got the first valve's a little bit hard to pull, just because there's, as far as I can tell, only about 3 dents in it. 3, maybe 4. But that impedes the motion. Second valve is kind of the same way. Oh yes, the valves, they were redone. Rebuilt by Anderson Silver Plating. So, a lot of pop to them. A lot of top slides. Just a lot of top slides, which is nice. I just wish I had a top first. It wouldn't be that hard to, what's the word I'm looking for? It wouldn't be that hard to convert. Just, you just have to redesign some of the bracing. And then if I made the removable section, you wouldn't have that brace there that the new Kings have. You'd have to place it somewhere else. Other than that, yeah, just needs a little bit of tweaking, and otherwise it's a good instrument. I much prefer it to the Con. It's definitely a more imposing figure than the Con. I think you have more clearance between the bell and your head. You can see around it easier than on most Con sousaphones. Like, even if, yeah, it's... just like real quiet valves. I need to put some better springs in there. I redesigned the lead pipe to something else, or at least get it redesigned. Something a little bit more fitting to modern standards. Obviously I have to find the right mouthpiece. The one I'm using now isn't quite working. I think I need to find like a stainless steel version of the King 25 or the King 26, whatever came standard with these sousaphones. But yes, and then I have to add a on some of them I've seen that there's a piece of guard wire that runs up about halfway underneath the bell, from about the bell seam to the bottom of the bell. On one of the other King 1265s that I've seen, I played quite well even with its 32-inch bell. It had like a piece of guard wire there, original to it, as well as on the back of it. I think that helps reduce the vibration of the bell a bit. Yeah. The bell has a lot of scratches, a lot of marks, a lot of dents. Yeah, that's about it. And when I got this, the sixth branch, man, X's and T's, was totally mangled. The previous owner, whoever had it before me, had decided to cut somewhere along the one of the radii, or along one of the bends, and then twist it out so that they could have the valve section more up, I guess, and out. I'm not sure. Maybe it was designed for sitting. Maybe they were just a large person and needed it there, or had something with their arm or elbow. And that was totally trashed. It was just no way to fix it. So I had a new branch made by Dan Oberloh. of Oberloh Woodwind and Brass Works. And he made a nice 6th branch for a brand new one that goes on the back after the valve section. This one still needs a ferrule between the 6th branch, about in the middle of it, so you can get the right angle on it. But yeah, only positive comments so far with playing it. But that could be the playing, could be the instrument. Don't know. We'll see how it works on the next concert this evening. But yeah, that's the King Jumbo 1266.